G'day, welcome to Art with Alison. Right, so I'm going to be doing a ring pour in warm colours. I just did one where I put this one up before the other one, or the other way around, I don't know yet. You will know. Anyway, the other one I started white, yellow, orange through to black. This time I'm going to start with black in the middle, as in black was my first colour, so that should end up in the middle. So just want to see the difference it makes to the look of it. So all I've paints here are all Arteza paints. This is Arteza Mars Black. Get them all fairly thick in consistency. And this is the Bordeaux Red. Noises you can hear are my dogs snoring away. And then we've got, oh, this is a beautiful colour. This is the Pearl Tangerine Orange, but I only got it in a tiny tube and there's not much of it left, but hopefully enough for this little one here. It's just on a 10 by 10 inch canvas, and this is also from a little tube, and this one is the Pearl Canary Yellow. So yeah, fairly thick. Anyway, and that's a tiny bit left of Pearl White, and this is Arteza Gold. So they're the colours. So I'll start off with some black. So it might be nice to have a dark centre. And then the Bordeaux Red. I was using crimson before, but I think we'll skip that and go straight to the orange. Can I put this on a bit of a, just to keep it on an angle. The reason for pouring it down the edge of your cup is to help prevent the colours from mixing too much. So it will just help the colours to stay separated as much as possible. Watch it doesn't tip over. And the Canary Yellow. Let's see what we can get out of this, of the Pearl White. That's enough actually. Oh, let's see if I can get a bit more. Beautiful gold. And I have found with the Arteza colours, if you're just using them on their own, they generally don't make many cells. And I'm not really after cells in this particular pour, so that's why I thought I'd stick to just Artezas, whereas if they mix with the Liquitex, and especially if they mix with the Deco Art Extreme Sheens, then you definitely will get cells. But just on their own, generally they don't. And I was trying to decide whether or not to... Yeah, maybe not. That's one with a little bit of satin enamel in it. Now go backwards. I think we'll go from that to the orange, to red and black. I use it all, so at least I'll have a little bit of an impact, I hope. Sometimes they get completely lost though, even when you put a lot of a colour in. It's quite surprising sometimes what the paints decide to do. Oh, so my fridge turned on. It's pretty loud. Don't know if you can hear it. Actually, I think this time round I will go with the crimson here. For the Bordeaux red, because the Bordeaux red can be a little bit stark. I love the Bordeaux red, but it can be very, well, it's a opaque colour, so it can just kind of just take over, especially if you're not getting cells. Whereas if you get the translucent and the transparent and the semi-transparent colours, you can get the lovely mixtures where they kind of overlap each other a bit. Alright, and some black. I think we'll finish it off with that. Alright, I'll pop these away. I'm back in just a tick. Just pop those under there because it tends to be a bit uneven, this tabletop. Alright, so this is some scooped up paint. I'll use as the puddle. Basically similar colours that's in this pour. A few air bubbles in there, so I'll just pop them with that. Another way to bring air bubbles to the top is to do that, but you probably don't want to do it once you've done your pour though. You might muck up your composition. Alright, so let's do this. Do fairly wide circles to begin with. Just find it works more easily. Try and keep it in the middle. So here's this layer of the beautiful pearl canary. Oh, I don't think I told you that. It's pearl canary yellow. And pearl tangerine orange. So I need to get ready to scoop this up. So you want a bit of black in the middle. Don't want it to be totally black in the middle. Try and get some nice little rings happening there. That tripped in there. Need to be more careful. Still, probably doesn't look too bad, but I might just a little, just get this middle bit. A bit better. I'll leave that alone because if I start mucking about with that, it'll just make a mess, I think. So it just helps pop any air bubbles. And got some more of that from a previous pour. Alright, so there we are. That's given it some people call it the flow extender. I think Mina Villegas came up with that word. I might be wrong. But it just extends the flow, I suppose, so that your pour can keep going. Otherwise, normally it's called a base coat, but I think that's more when you put it all on to begin with. But it just helps your pour to move across the canvas rather than get caught on the canvas and roll over on itself. Well, I'm quite liking the black around the edges. Kind of wishing I'd done my flow extender in black now, so I could keep some negative space. But anyway, if it gets to that, I can always scrape off this metallic, coppery, brassy colour and replace it with black. You don't have to be locked into what's there. You can always make changes. I'll just stretch this out a bit. Hang on to the push pins so when it goes over my hands won't be in the way. The gloves got stuck on underneath. I've got tape to help stop it from the paint going all over the canvas underneath. So I'm just stretching it out now, seeing what's what, seeing what looks interesting, seeing what part of the middle bit I want to stretch out the most. Like it's looking like this side is more interesting with the lines separating a bit better. So I might actually just let it go over. Or not. I'll do that so it hooks over. Back to the middle a bit. Now I'll come off the rest of this part. I need to swap my hands around. Try and get that black over. I can sort that out better later if I want to. Alright, so head over to this far corner. Just pull that black over because I am liking the black next to the red there. It's a nice contrast. I'll do the same over here. Try to anyway. So with my thumb I'm just dragging, just slightly touching the paint, so it's trying to drag that black over. It doesn't matter that it's not solid black. I can always, if I want to, if I don't want it to stay in that colour, I can paint it solid black afterwards. I can scrape a bit off and do it again, or you could even wait till it's dried and paint it black then. No, it's a bit boring. So I have to think what I want to do. I think I'd like to stretch out these bands down the bottom here, and that, even though I was raving about how much I love the tangerine orange, all that one, and I just wipe my hand, I'm going to drip paint as I point. But that it's kind of a bit too solid. And probably if I stretched it, it would show some more bands, but it's such a little canvas, can't really have that opportunity. So I'm just going to pour that off. Let the black just hook over a little bit more. That's nice. Just bring it down on this corner a bit more. Just want to get the red down here a bit more. And now take it back up and let that stretch out. See, now it's all these bands up here are stretching and making it look interesting. So I'll just let that stretch out. And see how that looks. Yeah, I think that's quite nice. Just oh, it's nice. I like that. Yeah. Not sure about where I dripped it. If I should try and fix it up or not. Excuse me. Or just leave it. I mean, you know, you get these cells and things, don't you? There's no hard and fast rule. So, okay, these corners, so I don't mind it with the coppery bits coming through. I might, I'll just wipe my hands and then, very mucky. So I might, like what's here is basically a mixture of the black and that dark brassy colour. So I can finish that off on the corners, and then if once it's dry I think, oh no, I'd rather it was just solid black, I can just get a paintbrush and paint it solid black. It's quite easy to do. So under here you got lots of it. Alright, well, you don't need to see me doing this, it's nothing clever what I'm doing at the moment. And I'll bring you in for some close-ups in just a tick. Alright, so here's this one. I quite like it in the black. I think it looks quite, I don't know, it's just a bit more dramatic. Like this here's the one in the paler colours. I don't know, you tell me. Tell me which one you prefer. They're both nice actually. We'll do the close-ups on this one. So as I said before, I wasn't expecting any cells particularly. And yeah, I mean, there's a few little ones, but nothing dramatic. I tried doing those corners black, but it's a bit hard when it's at this stage. So once it's dried, I decided I will paint the corners black. There's that funny blob. I think it's alright. There's the middle. It's a bit shiny from the reflections, but the black is quite black. Anyway, please tell me what you think, and particularly which one you prefer. Alright. Alright, I just want to show you the shine on this. It hasn't been varnished. I've just been varnishing these ones down here, but this hasn't been varnished, and it's as shiny as these ones now. Yeah, it's the Arteza paint. So, and the colours are so vibrant. The black is deep, deep black. The red's beautiful, rich red. I'm still going to be touching up those corners to be black. But wow, I am so impressed with how this has dried. This, as you can see, is completely dry, has not been varnished, and yet it's beautiful sheen and beautiful, beautiful richness. So anyway, thought I'd pop that on the end of the video as I'm about to put that up, and I thought, well, I think I should show you guys how beautifully it's dried. So I guess in that regard I am so impressed with the Arteza paints. So yeah, love this one. I'll show you it next to the other one actually. I think they could make a good pair. Don't they go beautifully together? And this is dried too. This hasn't been varnished. And look at it. It's just, oh, my tummy's grumbling. It's just gorgeous. I'm loving it. However, I'm going to be putting this into the local art exhibition as part of a different, well, like this would be a diptych if I had these together, but, and that, yeah, I can see how well they would go together, but I'm going to have this as part of a triptych. The local art exhibition, the theme, the name of the theme is, well, the major name of the theme is All Colours Under the Sun. And then the subtitle is There's a Reason Why We Don't See the World in Black and White. So I thought we'll just have these three together. So we've got this one in the cool colours and this one in the warm colours, and this is the black and white. It hasn't been varnished yet, and this wasn't completely all Arteza paints. A lot of them were Arteza, but it's a lot duller. But I'm sure once that's been varnished. I had thought of doing somehow putting in a blacker black, but yeah, I think I could ruin it too easily, so I'm just going to leave it like that, but varnish it. This hasn't been varnished either, and yeah, this has actually come up quite nicely without being varnished as well. Anyway, this is what I shall be putting just for fun. I mean, I know it won't win any prizes, but I just thought that it's a good expression of why the world, well, there's a reason we don't see the world in black and white. As beautiful as this piece is, I really don't think it's as beautiful as this one. Look at that. Oh, I love it. And I love this one too. I was going to think of doing this one in it, but I think this one's better. Once it dried, I was like, oh wow. I was so taken aback by how beautiful it looks. Dried. Anyway, thought I'd share that with you. Bye for now.